Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Alexander Taylor Show. I'm the one and the only Alexander Taylor himself. Got special guests in the building. My man Cornell in the building. Hello, bro. What's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
How
Cornell
you,
in the flesh. Nello in the flesh.
Street legend.
Yeah,
Hoop
man.
legend.
Try to be.
Yeah, I met Cornell through my brother because, my brother's coaching and playing basketball his whole life. So I met you, Bremen, a lot of y'all. And he used to always talk about y'all. Like, man, they can hoop, bro. You got to see it. You got to see it. They defense is crazy. All this stuff. And I'm like, bro, for real? So I actually started watching you play. I was like, oh, these niggas like really about it. Like they really can hoop. Yeah. So how did that start, your basketball journey?
From when I know Tony or just
just in general, from the beginning, from the jump. What made you fall in love with the game? What was it?
To be honest, man, I had actually my dad, my mom, and my older cousin LaRon. Before my parents split, he was a coach. And I was always around, you know what I'm saying? So, like, anytime he was at practice or in the gym with the girls, because he had a girls' team, I was always there. So the ball was just pretty much in my hands. And I knew I was really good, like, first grade. It's a weird story because ankle socks was in then, you know what I'm saying? First grade I'm 27 now, so 26 now. So 10 years old, 10, 8, 9 years old in first grade. And he made me wear the Nike socks we wear today to not high, but to where you could see it. And this is kind of knew I was really good. I had 52 that day. It was at the YMCA, but I had 52 points out of 62. And we won by like 25, 30, something like that. It was really like 40. It was really like 40-point win or something like that. But I would just remember that day like it was vivid, like it was yesterday, because I was crying that he made me wear those socks. I cried my eyes out because he made me wear them hot socks and that wasn't in. And I got this picture too. Like if you seen the picture, everybody got the ankle socks on. I got these Nike socks on with the bread 11s out there getting busy. That's
hilarious. Because like when I was hooping, when I was younger, I feel like that's what we cared about. I mean, even to this day, we get older too. But about how you look when you hooping. You want to look clean. You want to look fresh. Had a new gear on too.
Stay up to the new wave. It's always changing. Sleeves wasn't in, then they was in, then they back in. Yeah. Just like all the new Jordans that come out, Fat Farms, Crocs. For example,
you're right. Yeah,
people used to clown on Crocs when I used to wear them joints back for real. I used to wear them joints, for the tournament and stuff like that. They used to clown them joints, boy, and they back in style. Now everybody want them. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, that's because I ain't gonna lie. When I was hooping, I was young. The kids that was ass is the one that wore them long socks.
You know what I'm saying?
There was the weird kids. Yeah.
And they have them all the way to the knees type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
and you was out there getting buckets.
Oh man, they wasn't. He knew better because he knew my daddy was kind of swaggy. Like so that's what got me in the shoes too. But like they wasn't all the way to the socks, but they was at my calf. Like we kind of were now in the game type shit. So.
Still noticeable no matter what.
Yeah, facts. But I wasn't messing with it. That's probably what turned me up to get 50. You hear it? That's probably what turned me up to get 50.
So from then on, you just stayed on. Like, you ever have a period where you stopped playing or anything, or was it like no matter what, you stuck to it?
Just basketball. I was always playing basketball and football. Always multi-sport. Always coming up, even through high school. So it was just always, like I said, always around it and fell more and more in love with it, and then just wanting to be better. Didn't have nobody to really teach me at the time because after the guy that was teaching me was my big cousin after my parents split. And then he went to college playing football, which he could have did anything. You know what I'm saying? He was that good. He could have did anything. So he was the one that even told me I needed the jump shot. I didn't understand it at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to actually jump off the ground and shoot the ball because you're not going to be that tall over people and type shit. And then he left, so it was just kind of like it was stagnant for a few years. Honestly, it was stagnant for a few years, probably till my freshman, sophomore year. No, my 8th grade. I would say my 8th grade because my 8th grade it was crazy.
So you weren't inclining, but you weren't declining. You was just
I just wasn't like getting better. And then I was always bigger than everybody as far as my body type, so I could use that all the time. You know, as far as getting to the rim and playing defense and stuff like that. So I knew that, but as far as like working your skill set, it was just all natural for me. It was just all natural. Even the skill set for working all that, of course, afterwards, got to working on it and advancing it, but it was just all, I was just playing all natural for the longest time, really till college, really till.
So even in high school, you wouldn't like.
I mean, I would get shots up here and there.
Yeah.
And really my senior year, that summer before my senior year, and then during my senior year, it was probably the most I worked out outside of practice and stuff like that, which still wasn't excessive. You know what I mean? Just a couple shots here and there on the gun And Coach Browning, he was like, if you want to shoot the ball better, this is what we need to do. So we kind of changed my form. And I was like that year, I've shot the ball at a really high clip. And so it kind of changed to where my form is now. But he was like, you need reps. So he was in the gym with me on the gun. But it wasn't nothing like 1,000 shots and nothing like that. Just a couple of days in the summer after Pride or whatever the case may have been. But not nothing like that really till JUCO, till I seen that it was so different. Like when college, it was different.
You changed your shot when?
Going into my senior year, like my release point, my form, like it used to be kind of like here, and we had to get it here to where I could see more vivid. And I was already blind because I wear contacts and I always had one in at the time anyway. Some falling out, getting hit, football, basketball, whatever the case may be. So I can barely see anyway. But once we figured that out, man, it was kind of. And
it's
like
a lot of
a lot of form shooting. That was really what I did. A lot of form shooting outside of a lot of shots outside of that. But man, yeah, that's when it switched. And then college, just kind of realizing that it's different. You're good, but you're still playing off natural. It's guys out here that's really working on their craft. And of course, it kind of shows. So I got to expand my game. So that's kind of where still again by myself, and then coming home in the summer studying shit from my games and pulling up stuff on YouTube's trainers and then working on it. And that's when kind of the young guys started coming around. The Breemans, Ron always been there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I was just about to ask how you even know Breeman. I met him. Like, what?
I mean, Dale City, Midwest City, and then he, kind of big bro, spanking their ass all the time. You know what I'm saying? And he knew I was nice. Everybody knew I was nice. And it's like, it's crazy now. Like, niggas like, bro, you was so nice in high school. And I'm like, I was good, but like, I don't think I was. I mean, I knew I was nice then. I was cocky then too. But like, just looking back on it now and the skill set now, if I was working then, it would have been so.
So you feel like you're at your peak now, or in college, around the area?
I would say my peak, around 14 to 18, 19, and I'm just now getting back in shape to where the peak ain't, it ain't really fell off or anything, but.
It ain't fell off at all. You ain't seen no highlights you just posted. It ain't fell off.
Yeah, man, just trying to get back into it. Got that itch for it again. Got the love for it again. Especially with me helping out the young kids and stuff like that.
So, what players was it that inspired you? Like that you got your game from? You think, or like that you watched? Like you said, you go watch highlights or you go watch film. What players was it?
I think it translates like with the generations, just like everybody. But at first, as far as like when I started to figure out my game towards my, going in high school and stuff like that, I liked a lot of people. I lied too. I just thought about it. I lied. I didn't lie, but I forgot about this.
What's up?
When I started really working on my game.
Okay.
Which that's why 8th grade was so epic. So it was like 7th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. And our team was nice. And so in the summer, my mom worked at not in the summer, all year. She worked at this place, but I could be up there in the summer. This place is called it was a shelter. They say shelter, but it was for kids that needed they found a place for them, as far as to stay, not orphanage, but adoption.
Okay,
kids that ran away or whatever that was being abused. It was a place for them to stay. Nice ass place too, until they found a place. Teenagers. It didn't. I think it was the lowest was like 13, 12, to 18, 17, and they helped them get in the job court and jobs.
It's like a temporary care, rehabilitate. Like,
and they helped, and my mama did that for like 20 plus years. So every time in the summer, I'll be up there with the kid. I'll be up there with her at a job. So I'll be with the kids all the time, just playing with them and stuff like that. They had this gold outside. And this is where I really started to tap in. I used to just type in people on YouTube that I like to watch. Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, my favorite player ever is Kobe Bryant. So Kobe, like stuff like that, and then go outside and translate it and try to translate it by myself, literally. Wind blowing hard, jumping, doing it, these layups, learning the backboard, all those type things. Literally, come back in, do that for an hour, go watch for 30, 45 minutes. Oh, I like that move. Go do that move 1,000 times. Not 1,000, but like literally.
Repetitive though.
Literally. Yeah. To get the feel and get all the way comfortable. I forgot all about that, man.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting, I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting you to say Dwayne Wade or Chris Paul.
Man,
I feel like a lot of people don't.
At that time, that's when Dwayne Wade was won the MVP, won the ship with Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was top 3 in the league, top 3 ever, shooting guard ever. So he was like, his game was real savvy. He was always at the rim. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of jump shots in at the time. I was always at the rim. So I wasn't never as fast as him, and of course not the bounce, but the way he would finish and maneuver around traffic and his body in the air. I would watch that shit and literally just go jump in the air and maneuver my body, like try to do shit. You know what I mean? Like see what I do and picture people jumping. You got to picture the game when you trying to work by yourself. Literally, you got to picture things that you done seen.
Because it's like art. I don't think people understand that. But it's really art.
And I was watching KD early on the $1 Million Baby. He said that like we're all really artists, because they was asking him about rappers and how rappers like to be athletes and vice versa. He's like, well, we're all really artists, because it really is an art. And if you look at it, everybody got like a different type of game, like, but it's so nice. You know what I mean? It's so like great, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, and you can't even explain it sometimes too.
You can't. And I promise you, like when you get into those, like Steph is in right now, like them 11 games, 50, 40 over the span he's doing. When you get in those grooves, bro, those grooves is unexplainable. Bremen can attest to this. Ron can attest to this. Guys that done put in that work, and then you have one of them games where it's just everything is falling. The game, the rim feels huge. You can't miss. Everything's together. Then you have a great practice. Then you put another game like that. So now you already was cocky. You already was cocky. You know what I'm saying? So now you really in that groove. That's what Steph is in right now. And a lot of those superstars, when the Harden be going crazy, or KD, LeBron, whatever the case may be, those grooves are real. Those rhythms are real. Like it's crazy when you get on those tears, bro, because you feel untouchable. And then you be looking at it like, damn, how the fuck I just do that? Real shit on certain shit.
Certain shit I've seen you do. Just that a few times I watch you play, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I feel like you're doing stuff that I feel like an average player can't do or don't do. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because I feel like your basketball IQ really high. Because I actually played with you one time before too.
A few times.
And it's like you the coach on the floor. Like you telling everybody where to go. And like I know basketball, but not that much. But I remember you telling me just certain things, move this way, do this. And I'm like, that is crazy to think like you look like a coach on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Or that open shot. Because you can, once you done played so much and seen so much, you can learn how to manipulate defenses and stuff like that. And when you can get to any spot that you want to, or if it's not really a tough guy guarding you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you can make this guy help, knowing that he's gonna drop and get you a shot in the corner. So if I'm at the top of the key and if it's a guy in the wing and a guy in the corner, one of them have to help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now whichever one of them help, I'm going to hit the other guy, make him rotate to that guy. So now it comes back one more for that shot or attack. Or if he don't attack, it's coming back one more to me because I'm going to run back spot up. So now if I don't shoot it, it's still getting back reversed out. Like you can visualize those things and those rotations, kind of like I heard then Chris Paul, LeBron, Kobe. I used to listen to these guys talk like this too, like kind of like we doing, but like about the game. So like and it's crazy when you really see it. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got true love for the game. I can tell, man.
It's pretty. Sometimes it's unexplainable. Sometimes it's really unexplainable.
So you went to JUCO. So what was that like coming out of high school and going to? Because everybody obviously wants to go D1.
Not knowing a damn thing about JUCO.
Okay, so what was
that like?
Only
knowing Division I. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we didn't have this social network. We didn't have this social media that when we was playing.
Do you feel like it's easy to get a look? So, since you're saying that, I'm saying
now for sure, and only because of the networking. You know what I'm saying? Not because of the talent, because this guys out here these kids got game, and that's because they're starting earlier now, learning their skill set before we did, instead of playing off natural abilities. But they have the networking to where everybody's posting them, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like in Oklahoma, we went through those trenches to where Oklahoma is up there now in the basketball. Not just us, but just coming up to where it was just not small guys, but just a few that's going really big. Yeah. And everybody else come through the trenches and just keep working and be really good. But now, if we had that and be able to, and people posting us on Twitter and Instagram and all that all the time, a lot more guys that went JUCO Division II, NAIA Division III would have had higher looks because people have really had game. Bremen, Ron, John, you know what I'm saying? Like people like that. Trip.
Because y'all done hoop with D1 players.
Yeah, and killed them. And killed them. And they can't do nothing with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, like I tell kids, it's good players at every level. You just don't know where their process to getting where it was or their route. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for me, coming out of high school, to answer your question, I didn't know nothing. I had Hutch, Northern Oklahoma, Enid, where I went, and Mid-America, the NAIA school. And so let me just put this in perspective. I went to visit on Enid because it was our way. One of my coaches took me, and my mom took me, so I went twice. And then Mid-America, I went to a game and seen the visit. You know, that's Southside. So
down the street.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's 30-minute drive. So we went to that game, which that shit was low-key lit. Charlie Shooter was All-American. Boo was crazy, averaging like 30 that year. Dude, he's good. He's still out here being a pro.
That's crazy.
He was, He was like back-to-back All-American, something crazy like that. But that's all I knew. And I only went to Northern Oklahoma Enid because the coaches in our locker room after every game. So I'm
Steady in your face.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so this is all I know. This is all I see. And I didn't see him. And the reason I didn't go to Mid-America, which he was always there too, I wasn't going to get my Pell or most of my Pell. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we're going to give you something back.
Okay.
But it ain't going to be that $3,000. I need that $3,000 every semester. I'm going to get some moms. I need that just because I ain't never had $3,000. You know what I'm saying at the time? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of high school, that's $3,000 to us was $10,000. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I can't do that. You feel me? I ain't about to have no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how this going to go. I don't even know how college going to go because the only thing I know is my cousin at Tech. So I only know D1. He playing football, though. So I know they getting paid. I know they getting a stipend check. You know what I'm saying? I know how he's living because we always down there. We always down there watching the games. You know what I'm saying? Getting in free. So I'm like, this is the life I need. But not having no idea how to get there, put myself out there and exposure. So I went to Enid trying to get D1, which they ended up happening. Certain stuff happened other than afterwards, but coaches switching and stuff like that once I actually committed and things like that. But ended up working out. I had my D1 offers after JUCO, but back to it, Hutch is where the national junior college tournament is, and I didn't take a visit to Hutch.
And why didn't you?
Because I didn't know about it.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. You're unknowingly just like out here.
I didn't know. What is Hutch? That's in Kansas. 4-hour drive. Oh yeah, we're not
doing all that. Yeah.
We're not doing all that. Moms, can you do that? Nah, I can't do. I can't make that. All right, so that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? And they never was really in my face, but I had to offer because they seen me through. And Coach Bradley knew somebody. He knew the connect, and he had sent them a couple shit. They had seen me and they had offered me, which I ain't even. Like I said, I don't know about Hutch. And they at this time they probably top 5 in the nation.
Oh wow! So you like legit
at this time? That time they top 5, top 10 every year in the nation, and still is to this day. At least top 25 every year, still to this day. But that's where the national tournament is.
That makes sense.
It's in Kansas City, Hutch.
So you weren't tapped in enough to know what the hell was going on.
But went to Enid, stayed at Enid for my 2 years. Had offers from like Texas State, Sam Houston State, Idaho State. Fresno, the D2 school out in Cali and Mali, where they had that big tournament in every year, where the D1s go, they get a chance to play them. What's the Chaminade? That's the name of the school, Chaminade. But that was a big D2. What other D1s did I have? I had some low major, Missouri State.
It's like you had a list though.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had about 7. I had about 7, 8. I had about 7, 8. Good little number. Good little number, and then had like 8 D2s. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up committing to Texas State because it was out of Texas State and Idaho State, out of the guards in the conference. They wanted me and Ethan Telfair, Sebastian Telfair's little brother, and we went at it that year, which I won that battle both times, just by the way. But you know,
slight flex a little bit.
Cool, you know, but he got game. Dude is nice. Dude is really nice. Dude is really nice. So he ended up, I was waiting to feel. He went to Idaho. He committed to Idaho State. So that offer was gone, and I wanted to, get out and stuff like that. And Texas State, party school. I was here in the party school. I'm like, turn me up. We already down here all the time. It's Stillwater OSU. Turn me up. You feel me? So I'm gonna be down there playing ball too. Moms can get me. It's a nice little drive, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? It ain't too bad. So I committed to Texas State. Coaches switch, and then some stuff ended up happening at school to where the coach told them not to do this and do that. Plus the Texas State coach switching, so I was left with D2.
Hold on, so your coaches switched before that at
one of them got fired at State.
Okay.
At Texas State.
Okay.
He got fired, the one that was recruiting me.
Okay, now what about you said your JUCO school, same thing happened though, right? Something similar?
What really happened at JUCO, bro, we used to smoke in the dorm room.
Okay.
Yeah,
you keeping it a buck? Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it a whole 100 since we on here. Me and my roommate, my boy from the Dub. Shout out to you, Debo. We used to smoke, and really, I ain't forgot about you, really. We used to smoke in our dorm room. And we started it because it used to be cold as shit in the car. And I didn't have a car. Both of them had a whip. They both had leather. No, Terrell didn't have leather seats, but his heat take forever to warm up. Deeb had leather seats, so when we got there, nigga, it's brick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's brick. We can't keep doing this. So we had like in our little sophomore dorm room. You walk in the dorm, you walk around. It's like not like apartment, but almost apartment. You walk in, it's a little kitchen area. Past the kitchen area, walk-in bathroom within the walk-in closet. But the closet used like this little. You can shut it.
Mm-hmm.
So we be in that fucking closet, blowing that bitch down with the shower, with the shower hot. You feel me? With the windows up, the towels underneath both doors where they need to be, and that bitch, and then me in there just in there vibing, talking on some bro shit afterwards, nigga. Cause we ain't had shit to do. It's JUCO. At this point, it's probably 9, 10 o'clock at night, any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, at least you got an explanation. Though. It wasn't like y'all was just in there doing it.
I mean,
like, y'all had nowhere else to go
we
to.
still shouldn't have been. On some dumb shit, but still, we was like, fuck it. We those guys. So somebody told on us at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, like April, where we at now. The dean come down there, knock on the door. Yo, come to the door when you get there. I'm like, yo, I'm in the bathroom because I was on the toilet. My class got canceled. My first one is early in the morning. My roommate D was already at his class. So they waiting at the door, him and the security officers. And so I let him in. After I came off the toilet, I let him in. We didn't have nothing in there. We never kept the weed in there or nothing like that. But it was some little ashes and this little Easter egg. My fault.
No,
it was right after Easter. It was little ashes and this little Easter egg the Terrell had brought over. So I dumped them after I got up, you know what I'm saying, went and opened the door. They came and searched. They didn't find nothing but a little ripper where you rip off a single one. Mm. You know, we was smoking. We'd get 3 blunts at a gram at this time. You know, this is college, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we had singles. He found a little single, which ain't shit. So, he investigated like 3 or 4 of us on the team. Didn't get what he wanted. He wanted us to snitch on each other for like 3 hours.
It ain't that deep. I mean, I wouldn't say it's that deep.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you want us to tell you? Like, you smelled that, whatever. Like, I'm not saying nothing about him. We you know, you got what you think. You got what you want. You feel me? So, Terrell wasn't about to hoop, and Debo was already at middle of the school year. Like, yo, I'm not hooping no more. I need to go work. I need some, you know, I could be working. You know, I could be saving money. He that type of dude. Like, this a job, bro. He like, this a job. He that type of guy, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't hooping, so it was just left to me and Jawan. Jawan was supposed to go to Land in Florida, nice ass D2, out there where one of our guys from freshman year had went. And then I was going where I was going. So they tried to hit us with this ultimatum, like, yo, basically, since y'all not telling, y'all gonna write us an apology letter, or we gonna hold y'all to where y'all can't sign nowhere else. I got to think about that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got to think about that shit, bro. Like, I'm not writing no fucking apology letter, bro. Like, why?
It mean to, like, what's the point?
He didn't even give us a valid reason why to do it. Literally, how I just said to you, that's how he said it. Word to mother. Like,
what?
I promise you, like, since, you know, that's what we gonna need, because they're trying to basically scare us type thing and hold them. Like I said, Debo didn't care, Terrell didn't care, because they wasn't even about to hoop no more after that year. They could have, just didn't want to. And me and Jawan, we was definitely trying to, of course, because I had D1. He had D1, but he was going D2 to Florida. You can't beat the beach. You feel me? Neither one of us did it. But he got, I ain't going to say he got scared, but he, like, kind of just fell off the scene, like, thinking that since he didn't write the letter, they did what they did to heal him. So he didn't end up going to school.
So he just said fuck it all around.
He just said fuck all around, which the coach fucked us too, because he told all the coaches what happened and basically, like, don't sign us. And coach was going through what he was going through with his daughter. And we all felt like he was taking it out on us because she was having cancer through the whole year. So he was taking it. It was way different than our freshman year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's quick to pick on somebody, all that. So he had told everybody. And I know this because the coaches that I was hit up after Texas State, that happened. They told me what he said. Like, they told me what happened, and he said, you probably don't need to sign him because of that.
Wicked. And he finding this out years after.
And because on the drug test, we had random drug tests. I passed it, but it was like, it didn't say I passed or failed it. So he thought they was like, you polluted it. I'm like, nigga, polluted it. I mean, I know what it means, but if I polluted it, it's blue water. It'd be in the cup. You feel me? The blue water would be in the cup because y'all got the blue water in the like they doing a drug test. You feel me? So what the hell I look like scooping it? Y'all just wasn't smarter than me. But I passed the test, so he felt some way about that, and he brought that up. So they told me exactly his words, like, don't do that. So that's why I ended up D2, UCO, and then transferring for my senior year because of those two occasions that really didn't find nothing.
Yeah.
Me, you know what I'm saying? But
see, like I understand it to an extent, but at the same time, I feel like you could have been doing worse. I know that sound bad, but like
you know what I'm saying. Been doing
worse.
But this is 2014, 2015.
It looked out differently then.
Exactly. Yeah. So they really on we like y'all bad people because these is herbs, flowers. You know what I'm saying? But it's legal now. You can't say nothing now.
Whole different vibe now.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, you still got your rules in school and stuff like that, which it wasn't even like. I mean, we passed all, and then I got tested out that again and passed with flying colors. So it was like.
He was just,
you know what I'm saying,
circumstantial. I won't say he was hating on you, but
and I'm not the only one he tried to pick on that year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he had his own battles he was dealing with, like picked on some big men throughout the year on some straight disrespectful man type things. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So everybody kind of had their fair share. That was just my way of, but I was his guy for 2 years at the point guard spot. So I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to help kids. You know what I'm saying? You could tell them what that happened. That's fine. But don't say don't do this. Don't sign them because of that. That don't validate my game or what type of person I am.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And like you just kind of said, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but the point guard and coach always have that special relationship.
You kind of got to.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you want to rock the way you want to rock as the point guard. You know what I'm saying? You better have that relationship with him. Yeah. You feel me? So we had that. Like I said, freshman year was really great for everybody. That year was a little up and down because, like I said, what he's going through, I know that's tough because before that, the wife had cancer.
Oh my! So he was going through it.
You know what I'm saying? This is the second time the daughter got cancer. You know what I'm saying? We witnessed. She go to school with us too. We witnessed her lose her hair, go bald, all that, and he's still tough for what he did too, because he's still with us every day. Then he end up tearing his Achilles on Thanksgiving hooping with his family. You know what I'm saying? So he dealing with all that. Plus he dealing with all us. We had a couple. He dealing with all us egos and young men that ain't trying to listen but is listening but think they hot shit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So he dealing with all these things. So I understand now as a grown man. I mean, I don't understand why he did what he did, but I understand what he was dealing with and going through and like how tough that could be as men. You know what I'm saying? And then as men, how we don't express a lot of things. So, and how we express them in other ways. And he just expressed them in other ways like we do. So, I mean, now... I mean, me and him we didn't talk to this day, too. I was coaching post-grad, had to play him. I mean, so we're cordial. We could talk now, but, yeah.
So was that, like, your one thing that, like, held you back, but you know what I mean? Like, that one adversity, one little rift that you had to go through with your hooping career, is that the one thing?
I would say I had and don't too many people know this either. I had another incident with marijuana my senior year where I'm really dialed in, and if you want to get into that, we can get into that. And then my freshman year, I tore my meniscus. So I would say those three things, my meniscus freshman year, sitting out 8 games, coming back playing on it torn, getting surgery after the season. Sophomore year, dealing with that, having a great year, and then how I ended, having to finish where I finished. And then junior year was good. You said we talked about the point guard and coach.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. We definitely didn't have that. I tried it, couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. And his views on point guard was different than my views, which is okay, but that's not all I'm going to bring to the table. And that's not all this team needs. That team wasn't good, bro. That team wasn't. My JUCO team beat that team by 15 plus. Easy.
So y'all had different outlooks on everything then? That's what it sounded like. Yeah,
and we could never come out, and we would try to. Best believe we tried. You know what I'm saying? It was just like after the end of the year, like, I'm not coming back. I want you back, but I know you don't want to be here. So,
yeah, that's tough though.
Well, yeah, but he was upset at kind of how I did it because I was already talking to a couple schools.
Oh, okay.
You know, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It was that year was tough because it was just like I could score the ball and he wouldn't let me
get in your bag if you want. Yeah,
yeah, and not even like just like when we need to. Like I'll go score 8 straight. Bam, bam, bam. 3-ball layup, steal, layup, 3-ball layup. Come sit down. I don't need you doing that right now.
Oh, hell no. I know that's lame as hell.
You don't need me doing that right now.
That's lame as
That's what I do, dog. Like I get buckets.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm your leading assist. I'm your leading scorer. And what you talking about? Like, and then we down. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm mad. I ain't hiding shit. And then he doing another guy like that too, which is my guy Kendall. He's from Detroit, certified bucket. He did. His IQ was high, but he was just like, I'm getting mine way worse than me though. You know what I'm saying? But he had game and we needed him. We definitely needed him. He didn't make it through the year, but he did us the kind of the same. You know what I mean? But it'd be like 3-4 minutes left in the game. Go do what you do. We wouldn't be down 8 if I wasn't sitting for 10 minutes because you took me out for doing what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
It's an 8-point game down 3 minutes. I ain't gonna be able to save a whole every game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was dealing with that. And I'm like, he kind of took my confidence away on some stuff like that, and that's where Nello comes from. You know what I'm saying? Kind of from that extent, him in that extent, because I was low after that as far as my game, and I know I got game. You know what I mean? Like, I know I could do this. I know I can make those shots. But you taking it away from me because this is not what you want, even if it goes in. You know what I'm saying? So people be like, "Oh, coach can't say nothing if you make it." Some of them motherfuckers will. I don't be that coach. And if I do, I tell them, great shot. Here's a better play we could have did. Great shot, though. I'll take that any day. You type thing. You know what I'm saying? Kids are going to respond better than that than, nah, I don't like that shot. That's a bad shot. That's a bad shot. Come sit down. You taking confidence. You killing kids. You know what I'm saying? What they work for, what they prepare for, what they prepare their minds and their bodies for. You killing that.
It's deeper than what they think. I know coaches probably know that, and I'm speaking from someone who's never coached basketball, but I've just experienced it just from being around basketball my whole life. Like, you can really kill a kid's, you know what I'm saying, momentum in the game or whatever it may be just by taking them off the floor if they hot or if, you know what I'm saying? Because just because you don't like the shot
don't mean.
You know what I mean? And I also feel like I was going to ask you this. I feel like, this generational thing too. It's different looks and overview of the game. You know what I'm saying?
The old school and the new school mentality.
Yeah.
Some coaches is not trying to translate to the new generation when you kind of got to with these kids these days. You know what I'm saying? And the type of caliber shots. And I'm the type of person, and you know I got a high IQ, so if I'm really taking like 2 or 3 bad shots in a row and making them, it's only because I just got going. Like I just scored 8-10 straight. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like somebody's open. You know what I'm saying? It's like off the ball screen or whatever case may be, or on that wing to where I'm either taking baseline, getting middle to where I can still make a play for somebody else. It ain't just like in the game, it ain't just like it is for pickup when we kind of do. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't just coming down
unless I'm already having like 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was more, so I understood that, but you making it worse. Now you just pissed me off, so I'm just gonna make it worse. You don't start me. You start a freshman with me for a couple games to send a message.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
So it's like being disrespectful at that point.
You feel what I'm saying? Because he called me out my name in the locker room. You know what I mean? And everybody in the is looking around like, he just said that? Like, you pussy? Nigga, I ain't. Oh, shit. That's exactly what I did right there. Like, I'm mad. And he said it because we just lost. And I was talking to the ref after the game. He don't know I knew that ref.
Okay, yeah.
he don't know I knew that ref. So I'm like, he thinking I'm talking about some type of call or whatever case may
complaining
be.
And shit.
Which could be the case throughout the game. This is the end of the game, bro. We lost by 6. The game ain't really close. You know what I mean? So I'm the last one to kind of come in. Now I'm mad when we get in because we just lost. You know what I'm saying? So my head down. So when he said it, I just kind of raised up like, yeah, and such and such. And Cornell acting like a pussy, talking to the refs and still talking after the game. I'm like, whoa.
That's crazy.
Like, how do you take that? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, as a man, and this is a white coach telling you that, as a black man, sitting there, you doing all that you can for him, knowing that y'all got this. So, like, where is that really coming from type thing? And then, like, you want to punch him, but you getting bread. I did just touch 10 stacks, each semester. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
like, I want to whoop your ass, but I ain't know you a pussy.
For calling me a pussy type shit.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's what all went through my head, and that's what came back out. And so, he kind of started me for a couple games, so I kind of let my teammates know, like, yo, don't look forward too much from me tonight while we on this road trip for this Thursday, Saturday, because he doing what he doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look too much for it. And like, my teammates was cool too though, like, and they knew I got busy because, like, even when he would say slick stuff, they'd be like, "Yeah, coach, but you ain't guarding them in ones in practice."
And he damn sure, I'm assuming, couldn't guard you one if he had to be one.
Man,
I'm also making that assumption.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's fucked up though, because I feel like sometimes coaches get in their own way, and that's like making it personal. That's outside of like basketball.
Sometimes
they're calling you names, not starting you.
Once
like,
they already feel that way about you, and I know this personally because I'm a coach. You know what I'm saying? And I dealt with college kids for 3 years, post grad kids. We playing college level, so you have to really put that barrier in between. People say favoritism. You are going to have your favorites. You're just the ones that take care of business. You're going to have your favorites. But you got to also underline that, and then also not, like, try to pick on kids all the time. So I had to catch myself doing what coaches that did to me to where my kids, and then try to understand these kids. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't do that. Tony does that. That's why Tony's good with those kids. You know what I'm saying? That's why him and Hodges work so good together, because he's kind of behind the scenes doing what he's doing, building those relationships with the kids, instilling trust in the kids for Hodges, even when they don't see it or when they got a problem, what the case may be. But I'm by myself, so I got to do this individually with each grown-ass dude. And they 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. I'm 24, 25, still teaching them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I have to grow up way sooner. And that's why I tell people way sooner, because it's different caps to help them out now. You know what I'm saying? To understand why they are. You watch The Last Chance U, the last one.
Yeah, I watched some of it. Yeah.
I'm not that coach, but as far as how he tried to understand that boy Joe, that's how I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a kid from Houston, and that's my son. Like, he is my son. Like, he's my son now. But we had our differences. But I had to also step it back. Like, he did. Like, he would talk back, not try to make runs. And this is in the early stages of conditioning before the even season started. Like, pushing, trying to push his authority with me. Like, I'm not, I ain't trying to be on that. But if I need to be on it, I will. And then not trying to run that sprint. Everybody else is running because of you. So now you just running and you ain't making it. Oh, so now you got to get the hell out. You know what I'm saying? And then it's ongoing. You won't listen, so I send you home. You know what I'm saying? But when I sent that kid home, I was that kid. I felt his hurt. You know what I'm saying? I felt his hurt from a distance. Like, yo, I just took everything from this boy that he been working for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I gave him another chance. I was like, yo, if you can do this and this and this as a man. And he had a son, so I'm teaching him, trying to help him with that too. Like, if you can do this, I'll bring you back. And this is like right before I sent him home, and we started in August, sent him home in September. I brought him back in November. Well, I brought him back in October, but he started back in November. And so, but then I got and he would start to live with me. So this is when I started to really dig into this kid. Like, why are you like you are? He's dealing with so much stuff that he shouldn't even be dealing with as a 20-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? That we all tend to as 20-year-old kids, but nobody there.
Some coaches don't see that either. Some people don't, but especially coaches.
And people don't in general. That's why we judge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we judge. That's why coaches judge. So that's my son to this day, getting to know him. And by doing that, he tells me and texts me all the time, Coach, man, I appreciate you, man, for really loving me and trying, and it helped me because you really changed my whole mindset. Boy didn't believe in God before it. He didn't believe in God before it. Got him reading his quotes and stuff like that. His, encouragement. Never would be wanted to be encouraged. Never wanted to hear it. Never would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I done flipped this whole boy's mind just on some positive stuff. Just being there for him and teaching him life with the game. That's it. And so when I get them calls from them, it just feels so good. You know what I'm saying? But coaches don't do that. Granted, some coaches don't got the time to do that either.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too, because you're young, so you have more
You know what I'm saying?
flexibility.
Y'all dealing with a lot of stuff. You might be dealing with paper, but if you're gonna be at those levels, you have to. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to. That's why that coach on Last Chance U was so good with those kids, and those kids relate. I mean, give him so much back because he has a relationship with every single one of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
Every coach don't do that.
Yeah,
he might have a relationship with 4, 5 of them, and that's cool because you changing their lives. But you got 15 kids. I know you playing 10, but you got to have a relationship to them where they still on the bench doing what you need them to do. You know what I mean?
because it's weird. Like I said, since I've been around coaching Tony and Hodges, like you said, there's 15 players. I mean, you might only play 10, but there's also a few of the out of that 15 that sit on the bench that are coming up that you're trying to develop as well. You need to develop a relationship with them too. You just got individual, I won't say issues, but individual things you need to handle with each one of them. And if you don't, one could transfer, one could leave. Like no matter what, them kids may think I'm on the bench, I suck, I don't play, the coach don't care about me. But at the end of the day, behind closed doors, I'd have heard them conversations with Tony Hodges. They're talking about them kids that they think, oh, I suck, I don't play. So and so don't like me.
How can I get them on the floor?
Yeah.
How can I do this?
Exactly,
you know
exactly. That's what's crazy.
But it's tough because those kids is not as talented. They might work as hard, but you got to do what you got to do for your job too. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it's so hard. So that's why they're talking about it. Like, how can we get this kid on this floor? Is this the type of game? Like, if we gonna win this game easily, we can get him out there early. You know what I'm saying? Get him feeling good. Get him out there early for a few minutes. That's why they talking about those things. And I know they do those things because I've witnessed them myself and then translated into the game. You know what I mean? Which those are some great coaches, by the way. Yeah. Some real good coaches, by the way. Shout out to y'all, Hodges and Tony and Josh out there, Mustang, Kyle. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Yeah, for sure. So, so it sounded like college is rough for you. Them 4 years or so was rough. So it sounded like.
I mean, I had fun in college. College is fun. Just the fun, the college experience. But like, I had some like basketball was fun too. Besides my junior year, because the stuff that happened in JUCO was after the season. My junior year wasn't fun. That was tough. My senior year was fun. I didn't get to finish the year, but that was fun because I didn't fuck with nobody, bro. And people didn't like me because I didn't fuck with nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I just went through at UCO that summer. Oh, man, I went to work. You know what I'm saying? I was grinding. I was grinding like no other. And again, they was the young boys was around, so they were really seeing it. So when I got to school, it was just easy, so effortless, so efficient. You know what I'm saying? And at times could be a little ball dominant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm a senior, and only a few of the seniors, and it really ain't nobody on the team fucking with me. So, and y'all not getting it done. So I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Like I got to do what I got to do. Like people, which we had, they was better than UCL. We had some dudes with some go on the team, but it would never come out in the game. Like we couldn't all be on the same page all the same time at the game, whether somebody was hating or pouting or whatever case may be, or
ego.
He shouldn't be having 18. Okay. Like a guy said, we had two guys, my boy, shout out to you, Kizo from Watts, Cali. We was both averaging around 18, 19, 20, 22 at the beginning of the season. Because we both had a couple 30 balls at the beginning of the season. Somebody went to coach and said, I don't think we should have anybody average over 20. And at this time, we're winning. Nigga, what? We winning. Like, we lost our first game, and I played like shit our very first game. It was a little classic. I played like shit our first game. And I didn't even get to finish the game because I was playing so bad, bro. Not even just, like, terrible, but, like, we got another guard. He's scoring, and he's doing it, And I knew that. I wasn't mad at him. I'm still cheering my team on. I'm mad at myself how I just played this senior year. I'm like, yo, you really that nice? This conversation, I'm like, yo, are you really that nice, bro? You did all that in the summer, killed everybody in the summer to come out here and do this? Like, so I'm talking, this is the conversation I'm having with myself and mad at myself, not nobody else. They thinking I'm mad at them. Like, nigga, this is the first game of the season. I ain't got no beef with nobody. So the coaches come over there at, like, breakfast the next morning. You all right? Like, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm just mad at myself. I'm glad we got that win. I said, you didn't hear me say nothing about finishing the game, did you? All right, then. Because I wasn't playing well enough to finish the game. Like, So, and we end up, we lost that game. So we came back, won. had 30, back on high spirits. But we won, and I played well because of the expectations I had set for myself before then that none of y'all know about because none of y'all fuck with me because I just say to myself.
You needed that moment to talk to yourself too.
You know what I'm saying? To like get, because remember, confidence just got taken away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
back down on myself, and I just built myself back all summer, cocky as hell, all summer. You know how I get.
Yeah.
You know how I get in the gym.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo. And then leading up to the game, the first game, killing everybody in practice. Like, so I'm like, yo, you. And I had got hurt during preseason, so I was out for like 3 weeks. Ankle, Achilles, knee. Are you like that, bro? Like, nah, you can't go out like that. So I came out on tip. Like it was really on some KD shit. Like I had like 30 on like 15 shots, but like hit 10 of them. Was at the free throw line though. And then Kizo came around the next game. No, he had like 25 that game with me. Then it kind of flipped. He had 30, I had like 20. Dang, niggas was hating, running the coach behind backs and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And so I didn't get to finish that year. And a lot of people don't like know this because, and this was in around Valentine's Day. We come back from the break. We play. I didn't get to play at a lot of places in the conference because I didn't finish the year. The whole team smokes. Literally, the whole team smokes. The coach knows it. Our coach knows we smoke. And because prior to recruiting us, he was like, and then when we got there, like, drug testing is going to be like the third straw, which, like I said, everybody smoke. Everybody know everybody smoke. Really besides me, because I don't go out and buy it. I get it brought to me, or you go get it for me, because I ain't trying to be out there like that. But y'all don't think I fuck with you. And me and Keith was the same way. So it either class, gym, come home, smoke, relax. I probably went to 2 parties all year. I did all the partying though, because it's time to go get paid. It's time to go get paid. It's time to go get paid. Yeah. So I'm really dialed in out there. And plus what just happened junior, can't have one of those. So no, I don't care with nobody, none of y'all. It ain't happening. And I'm out working all y'all anyway. Ain't none of y'all in the gym at night. Ain't none of y'all in the gym in the morning. Before class, in between class, none of y'all. It's me.
So you comfortable chilling, hooping, like locked in, like yeah. Okay,
so
okay.
I'm talking about dialed. That's why it's so effortless out there right now. In that group, one of them grooves we was talking about, I'm in those grooves every game, pretty much the whole year till I get sent home. But so we had this random drug test. And ain't nobody been drug tested all year, bro. We in February. Me and Keith get called from our coach. And the coach, like I said, people been running him, talking about us and stuff like that. Ball again. But I'm averaging 18-6, leading in every category as far as that. But we ball hogging. And we're not missing. Like I said, it's really efficient. 42. Highest I ever shot from the 3 in college. I'm shooting 41 from the 3.
And y'all win the games, right?
Yeah.
What you saying? Okay.
For the first half, we had a winning record. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, it was at least 500. You know what I'm saying? But like it was a first year head coach. He was young too. He was in his like 32, dealing with us. First year head coach. And we all knew he switched the whole. Only like 4 people returned from the last team, and they felt away because they wasn't starting and they were starters and type shit.
Okay.
One of the backup point guards, one of the backup bigs, one of the backup shooters, one of the guards, and he brought in some dogs that can really go. And we just all couldn't kind of figure it out. Everybody didn't want to figure it out. That was the thing too.
Well, politics. It
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody didn't want to figure it out. And so he called. He's like, "Yo, y'all got to come take a drug test. We heard the AD got news that." They seen y'all two specifically buying weed from such and such and such and whoop-de-whoop. Me and him looked at each other and just started laughing, bro. And the reason is because we never went to buy weed.
Like you just said, come to you or, you got somebody else getting it.
I moved from my apartment to my Kizo. He had a crib, like he had a house. So we was in the house, like, well, we need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we started laughing. Like, we don't never go out. Like, either one of the teammates is bringing to us or the plug himself is pulling up. So that's fugazi, what you just said, and straight bullshit just to get us in here to take a drug test. Knowing we're going to fail. Knowing everybody on the team will fail if everybody was in here right now. It's like 2 o'clock in the daytime. We ain't practice yet. And I think we was about to get ready for a road trip, too. So, yeah, that ended up happening. Of course, we failed. And we had this conversation there. I'm just a coach like, we're not dumb. That's not the truth. What's the other reason why you drug testing? Your 2 leading scorers that everybody's coming talking to you about. Not even everybody, just the people that want to be us, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That want the spotlight. And it wasn't even no spotlight. We in fucking Portales, New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't know where the fuck that is, but nah, that's what I'm saying. I feel you, cause like I don't know where the fuck that is.
Small town. Only thing big in that town is the damn school. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just niggas was hating, bro. So that ended up happening. I ended up leaving. He like, you can stay here and get a job. We not giving you a stipend no more. I'm like, oh, I'm not staying here then. Can't live without my stipend. I was getting a $900 check every month for stipend plus our pill. So that's how I know D1 athletes get stipends, because hell, I did it D2 and my cousin played D1 and he was getting checks.
They be getting bread, low key.
And that's legal checks too. Yeah. So
it's illegal, very legal too.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
bread.
legal checks. I was getting 100. Yeah, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Straight. Plus my pill, I just took 3 stacks. We ain't really touched that, so I'm getting 9 every month. That's straight.
All you doing is hooping and keeping your grades right.
You know what I'm saying? So he like, you ain't gonna be able to get that. And I'm like, I'm not about to just be out here paying my last $3,500. No. So they got me a bus ticket to the crib. I was back at the crib on Valentine's Day. Went with a little shorty to eat. She like, why you here? I'm making niggas like, why you here? I'm just making up bullshit excuses. Just pissed off too. Oh, I got hurt. Oh, this and that.
Were you embarrassed?
Yeah, bro.
Okay,
like,
that's all
I was really embarrassed, bro. Like, even I didn't keep the score with Bremen or Tony for the longest time. To be honest, I think Tony just found out the truth. He kind of knew, but he found out the truth from me on Bremen's birthday when we was at his house when Bremen was living with him.
So that's what, like, last year in June, June or so.
You feel what I'm like? This the whole truth.
Yeah.
And Bremen not on the same day, but somewhere around the same time, Bremen was one person that really not knew the truth was Ron. You know what I mean? Like, my mom didn't even know the whole truth.
And I'm assuming because it's your senior year and everything, like, you was really tapped in and shit.
I'm like, I'm still just dumbfounded. I'm like, how this happened? Like, I'm here. I'm the best nigga on the team. And I'm at the crib. And y'all niggas going to here. I didn't get to play at half the places in the conference. That was lit. Tarleton was lit. That conference is the best Division II conference in the nation. Tarleton was lit. Midwestern was lit. Texas A&M Commerce was lit. Didn't get to go to none of them places because I was at the house here in the fucking city. Been in the city since. So I had to revamp and find what the hell to do. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you can finish school. Like, how the hell I'm going to fucking finish school? I got 2 in classes and 3 online. How the hell I'm going to finish school, yo? Please tell me.
Yeah, and you ain't got no bread to pay for it.
Please tell me. I mean, you knew that was bullshit when you said it. I said, you full of shit. So I was pissed off at him for a long time, too. I had a lot of hate in my heart for him for a long time. I don't now. But I did for a long time because he knew what he did and he knew how he did it. And he didn't have to go about it that way. Just, if you're going to do it, just be a buck. And don't tell us this. Just be a buck. Don't tell me y'all somebody seen this because that's not true. We just about to drug test y'all because people saying this. I'll take it better that way. You still a hoe, but I'll take it a lot better that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's different if everybody not smoking. But if you've been around college players, I hate to put that on college players, but there's a vast majority of them probably smoking.
I promise you 60%.
Yeah.
I promise you 60. Nowadays, now too, 75% of people smoking.
Yeah.
In the league too. I've been around league guys. I've seen league guys on FaceTime. Got a fat wood in their mouth.
Thank you.
D1 guys, nigga, real shit. And I'm talking about superstars in the league, nigga.
Facts.
Superstars.
Yeah, NFL players as well. Any cross any sport, damn near everybody outside of sports. A lot of people smoke.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and I ain't gonna put nobody's name out there. But like I said, big superstars. You be like, yo. Yeah,
they ain't got caught up.
They human too.
Yeah, everybody look. We can use J.R. Smith for example. Everybody know J.R. Smith be blowing.
Come on,
like it's a factual thing.
Michael Phelps.
There's so many people, but I feel like if you take care of business, it don't matter. So that's why in your instance it's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
And that's why I said, and I'm so glad you said that because I had to look back on it too, like. Because my uncle gave me the game. He said the exact same thing. He said, yo, nephew, because I used to be embarrassed with it when I'd be around my family and shit like that. Trying to not sneaking it, but like, I ain't trying to be around y'all, whatever. I ain't really want nobody to know I was smoking. And he like, yo, nephew, it's Where people get it messed up is when they let it control what they do.
Okay.
And I said, what you mean? And I kind of knew what he mean, but I want him to kind of go into depth with it. He said, when you're not taking care of your responsibilities as a man, but you're smoking. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do this and do that. And you can't do that because you're smoking or whatever. Or you want to do that first. You know what I mean? And that kind of just put it in perspective. And then looking back on my Eastern days, which I wasn't overusing it, but I'm like, I didn't have to. You know what I mean? I could have, I could have stopped for a second. And I was so dialed in, I probably would have been averaging probably about 27 to keep it a bean. It probably would have been even crazier. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it in that way to where I could be able to forgive and stop being so damn mad at the world for that nobody, he didn't tell me to smoke it. You know what I mean? He didn't tell me. I chose to roll it up every day. I chose for him to pull up. You know what I'm saying? So it's in my system. I chose for it to happen. And so that's where it just kind of put it in perspective for me afterwards. Even with the JUCO, like, I had a control in that instead of just being mad at them. Like, yo, you fucked me. When I had a part in fucking me too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can still call them hoe niggas and all
that.
that.
Yeah, no, you still a hoe because you still a hoe. You still a hoe because you knew and how you went about it is whole shit.
But you still,
I'm gonna take my ownership in it.
Yeah,
just like in anything.
That's a good lesson though, because I feel like, as you know, and me being around a lot of players and stuff growing up, a lot of people want to blame the coaches for absolutely everything. Now you can have your stories of shit that's went wrong or something, but it's like the entirety. I did no wrong. The coaches just hated me. I did absolutely nothing. I had no attitude problems, everything. And when it comes down to it, they lying. And then sometimes you had them instances where the coaches is hating.
You do.
And you do.
You do.
But then I feel like majority of the time, though, it do be the players with the worst attitudes or work ethic or whatever it may be who just say the coaches hating them, but in reality, it's the other side.
And that be the ones that ain't trying to see reason why they picking on them. Or not trying to see, and the ones like that be the ones that still playing too. Not like the ones that getting set out for 10 minutes straight. You still on the court, so you can find other ways. And also, we going back to ownership about the UCO. I could have found other ways to be more productive, to stay on the floor the way he wanted me to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the system format, I could have found the ways. Looking back at it and at a coach's perspective. And so this is why I don't have all that hatred no more too, because I had to take ownership and look back. You know what I'm saying? But there'll be most of the times those guys that still playing, not getting set down, but like, yo, he just not letting me play my game. You got to figure out your game inside of that game. Just for right now, you can get out the situation. But just for right now, you got to do it. Because either you're going to be stressed every time like I was, calling mama out there every game. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to find some type of joy or some type of lesson in this if you're trying to be a pro at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But we don't look at it that way either.
Hindsight 20/20 every time.
We don't. But it's hard to, as young kids, thinking, having your dreams and your goals and stuff like that, and you not there.
It's such a mental thing though with these sports. It
it's
really
hard.
Like
it's
you just
tough.
said, it's a mental.
It's tough.
Would you say it's more mental than physical? Because somebody
Definitely.
can have it all physically,
Definitely.
but mentally they're not there. They can't
definitely
produce as much as they would like.
Definitely, whether it's confidence, whether it's because I done seen it with people that, like I said, be the best practice players, and in the game, totally different. Just because it's all mental, and it ain't even because the coach is fucking with them. They just don't think they can do it in the game. Just for them own perspective, like just for them personally, or like they don't want to do it in the game. It's weird. Like some people's like that too. You know what I mean? So it's weird to find different. And I've seen and dealt with different human beings like that, whether it was playing or coaching. So it's really wild, bro. It's really wild.
So where does your confidence come from then? With the
being down from not having confidence, and like even from basketball, I took my confidence away from just life. Just like I know I look good, just like not even, just real insecure for no reason. Like you just real insecure about life, and that's how it was at that point. And so that's where Neal comes about. That's my confidence guy. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's my other side. That's my mama mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my mama mentality as far as, like, nobody's taking me off this pedestal because I done worked so hard to be there mentally. Fuck basketball, all that mentally. You know what I'm saying? For growth. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it make more sense now. You
That's
give me the
where it
whole
came.
because I ain't like I said I ain't know none of this shit you telling me.
Yeah,
None of it.
That's
Because
where it comes.
all I heard is I hear you about you and Bremen. Bro, they could hoop. They could hoop.
Yeah.
I don't know the story.
It's you know,
I don't know.
That's why I say everybody's process is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's process is different, man.
So where you at now with it? What's your mentality? Like you say, you trying to get back into it hooping, but I see you be training too. So
yeah, man. And I gotta get my training back up. Since the epidemic a year ago, man, that really hit me hard on my training. Oh man, because I was up and I built that from the ground up since home in 16, and I kind of literally from the ground up with my clientele and just putting it out there and just seeing it grow, and then they think it can grow like that. So I'm basically kind of at the ground steps again. But now with the brand, you know what I'm saying? Now with the brand TNP basketball, y'all go follow it. For you don't know, y'all kind of got the feel now, the story. It's called the Nello process. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're in the gym, we're going to figure out your process. We're going to get you better at your game. You know what I mean? For me, you know, Nello, just to keep you confident in yourself, and I'll be talking to you, encourage you all the time. But that's where that comes from. TNP _ basketball. Go follow it on IG. Nello _5, 2 underscores 5 on IG. That's my main account. Go follow that as well.
yeah. Well, I'll definitely link that in all the descriptions of YouTube and everything too. Yeah.
So same for Twitter. Nello _5. Same for Twitter. That's all my content I got right now as far as Twitter. So now I built my clientele on basically Snapchatting parents from 16 to 2020 before we got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like 17 clients. And I had 12 of them paying a monthly plan. So now we in the half of that. So I'm probably at like 8, 9 again. But I really took time out to build my brand, like to make that, because I didn't have no brand. It was just, you know what I'm saying, like kind of late on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's all never late to never. So it's enough out here to eat for everybody. But yeah, so I started that in 16, 17, built that from the ground up. I had 2 pros that really started me. Xavier Howard, shout out to you. Jordan Rutherford, shout out to you. X plays, I believe, in the TBL, plays in my pro. Jordan played over in Spain. I might be wrong on that, but we was in the lab every day. And for me posting that little stuff on little stories, people wanted to get in. Said like, bro, you got to get a real price. So I started coming with numbers. And Jordan, he was like, yo, my dad said he can do this and do that. I ain't going to tell you the exact numbers. I can do this and that every week because we was going Monday through Friday. I said, shit.
Yeah, just say like, I know you're saying Jordan. For people who don't know you're talking about, go ahead and say
Jordan Rutherford. Jordan
Yeah,
Rutherford. Shout out to you, JR. He's been a pro. He's definitely been a pro, about 6'7" wing guy, man, that can really shoot the ball. And so his daddy said that, so I took it even more serious. Like, I was already taking it serious, but like I got to study in Jordan's game. Mm-hmm. I got to study and stuff on YouTube, how to better his game, how to better his shot, different type of drills, but put my spin on it while we doing this, teaching that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of people don't do that. And so we, you know, and then we would translate it to the game and his reads and stuff like that. The boy got a lot better. He could always shoot the ball, but we made his game so versatile at 6'7", at the wing. He already could shoot the ball. So we would have him working out Curry lane. Like he would never shoot the close three. We would work him out way back, like at least 35 feet out, and got to make 6, 7, 10 in a row to go to the next spot. He knocked them hoes out. Bang, 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 bang. I promise you, 10 for 13, 10 for 14.
That's crazy.
Nah, starting to make. He starting to make. He might miss 3. Starting to make. He get the rolling them hoes off. Oh my God, it was so beautiful to watch. And then just really, like I was really. How I was crafting to learn my game as far as when I was playing, I was learning that on the trainer side. So I was teaching myself new ways, why it is paying attention to way more detail on pickups and all types of like pickups on the ball, getting to your shots, how to get better at ball handling, how to get better at catch and shoot, your footwork into shooting, implicating your ball handling with your feet so it can be simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? People don't think about all those type of things, but those things are very, very important. So it just kind of took off and ran with it, man. And then COVID hit everybody, hit me. No complaints. You know what I'm saying? We just back on the grind, just with a brand now.
Yeah. Hey, man, go follow my guy on Instagram.
Just with a brand.
Everywhere and get tapped in. If you trying to hoop, he be the person to tap into.
Yeah.
I don't say that much.
We definitely, and so And so with that, I need to talk to you about some things offset too. Me and Chris, shout out to my guy Chris Jones. He has his brand is Lab Life. You see me wearing the Lab Life a lot too. We kind of collab when we get our gym. It's gonna be some collab. I ain't gonna give y'all the scoop yet, but I got, when the gym come into play, whenever it come. I ain't saying when it's coming. Whenever it come, whenever God manifests it, whenever it's time to be right. You know what I mean? We gon' collab. We done, like I said, we built both our brands kind of together. Yeah. But separate in a sense. But being right there like we are in the trenches. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Creating it and stuff like that. But yeah, man, shout out to you. Our runs is gonna be one of the two. One of our names will be on it. It's getting time of the summer, so we have our college runs like we doing now. We got one tonight. Late run tonight at 9. Instead of 10, we getting there a little earlier. But everybody about to be back home. All the college guys.
Oh yeah, summer coming up.
All the pro guys. So I'm about to have these. And we've been talking about this since October. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we've been planning for this. How it's been going. It's so smooth. We've been planning this since October, bro. I swear to you not. Tony will tell you because I call him like, yo, bro, these my goals. You gonna be on board when they need that because my goal is to have people not working for me, but like I have different trainers, but guys that really know the game and that them built it with me. So like have Bremen, have Ron, have Tony out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To where I can be in 2-3 places at one time, but it's our brand and it ain't just me, it's y'all too. And you got your own share. You can build your own stuff underneath, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can have your own clientele. I just need you here for that, whatever the case may be. You got your own stuff. I ain't taking nothing from that. And what you do for me is yours. Because y'all together, the knowledge is, you know what I'm saying? And so, and that's how I kind of want to get. I want to get to where it's there. I got, like I said, I got my 4 guys in mind. 3-4 guys. If it gets bigger than that, God willing, which that's the goal over time. You know what I'm saying? To where I got 4 to 10. I got 10 people in mind. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whether it's great, basketball minds, whether it's somebody from behind the scenes, whether it's somebody do the social media when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When we get there, because that's my goals and stuff like that. But that's why I said I need to talk to you about some stuff off the scene. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man. So the runs is gonna be TNP, the Nello process / Live Life, or whatever the case may be that day. Once the gear all come in, we'll be giving out shirts for whoever performed the best that night. You know what I'm saying? Who we feel got busy. Yeah. Pro, college, whoever the guy was, high school, private runs. Here's some gear. Promote it for us. Just ask for a little post, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So that's how we gonna be. That's how it's gonna be coming all summer. So check my guy. If you're a parent, listen to this, or any association with any player that play basketball, tap in. Definitely parents. Definitely tap in. Because you didn't play. I'm just for people who like to see you play. Because you didn't play Skins, the Cage recently in my trip, and the Great Runs coming up this summer. Runs. You'll be in probably. We won that last year. We're gonna run that. Oh, y'all did win, huh? And I was just talking to him about the Great Runs. Shout out my man Nate. Shout out my man Nate. That's my guy. Shout out to you. I was just talking to Nate. He was like, submit your roster, bro. I'm like, you don't like, they ain't gonna know my guys, but because we a little older and we wasn't out there in the social media. The only they gonna really know like that is probably Bree and Ron, Will maybe, you know what I'm saying. So, but we ran, we gonna run it again. That's why I told him. I'm like, bro, we need it for free too, since we won the last one. You feel me? So, yeah. But yeah, man, check them out playing. Parents tap in. I was just on the phone with one of my parents, and her son was telling her, and I didn't have him since he's in 8th grade now. I had him since he was 5th grader, as far as training him and coaching him and stuff like that. And we done really built his game from the ground up. Boy, nice now. But I had him in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff been going on in school. Take your proper break. She called me like, Coach, Matthew said he needs you. He said, he nobody else but you. He said, Coach know my game. He know my technique. He know the techniques I need. He said, I got to get ready for, he got the Santa Fe High School coming up, tryout. Yeah. At Santa Fe. I need you, Coach. Say no more, son. I got you, my guy. And he has all the ability in all the games. So I build my relationship with my kids and my clients like that. And he's not the only one. I got plenty that's like that as far as our relationship. But they trust me more when you have that relationship. The kid, the parent as well. You know what I'm saying? So now I can really get out of you. I need to get where they're even pushing you hard that day. You know what I mean? So and tap in with say you ain't like there's some trainers out here, not to shout no trainers in that, but there's some trainers out here that can't hoop. I know that sounds horrible, but they can't hoop. You know what I'm saying? And you can hoop. It's facts. So they can trust that, the information you're giving them, the advice, whatever it may be,
is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's really gonna do something for them.
It's almost like you been in the wheel. How you gonna teach somebody how to drive and you ain't never drove?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, you can to an extent.
To an extent, though, that's that point.
But those experiences is where it comes and takes effects. You know what I'm saying? Different experiences the guy that done played, been through. Now we can show it to the kids. Now this kid is seeing the experience on the floor itself because now he's knowing what to look for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we working for this. This is what you're going to see. I promise you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely tap in with my guy, bro. I appreciate you coming on, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna put all the social medias below.
I appreciate you having me, man. I've been trying to get here for a long time. I've been trying to get here for a long time, man. I know he's been busy, man. I know he's a busy guy, man. I just appreciate he finally gave me that text. I'm like, bro, whenever you need me, even I gotta move somewhere around, I'm there. I am there. I'm mad I didn't get to go home and get my Alex Taylor shirt. So next time I'm on here, I'm definitely.
It won't be the last time. You'll definitely be on again, bro. We gotta tap in
with the
bro.
new flavors too. With the new flavors. So y'all definitely keep tapping in with my guy. He's got something great going on here, man. He's really the GOAT right now with this.
Appreciate that, bro.
From it all the way from the beginning, man.
Well, appreciate that. But yeah, man, shout out my guy Cornell, bro. Go follow him on social medias. Get that work in. All right, we out.
Flesh.